Hello folks in YouTube land. I know it's been a little bit of a couple of weeks, or I would say roughly about a month since I did my last video. I'm just trying to take my time, chill, enjoying life, not trying to be so much all up in YouTube, but there's a lot of things that that I can talk about over the course of me looking at different material and such, that sort of thing. But anyway, I want to actually kind of break the kind of pattern that I actually do as far as the videos that I post, just for this one time, because there's a serious issue that I actually wanted to talk to you all about, but about a situation that really hits close to home as far as in the Black community. And it's pretty much involving how we take care of ourselves. Again, this is a video that I really don't talk, or a subject matter, I should say, that I really don't talk much about. But I think that we really need to really talk more about it, because it involves pretty much us looking after ourselves to ensure that we are actually around to raise our children. I know it was a big, hoopla when the world found out or announced that Kevin Samuel, and of course you all should know who that individual is, but when the world was pretty much at an awe, if you will, or amazed, or surprised, I should say, when social media announced that he had passed away. And basically, there was a lot of different conspiracy theories about what could have possibly happened. I've read articles or news posts where they were saying that the woman that he was actually quote unquote entertaining actually poisoned him, to all kind of really different things, just ridiculous stuff. But when I was actually going through my news feed recently, and I happened to kind of come across an article that, or not a news feed, but a post that actually lists his cause of death as being hypertension. One of the main things, and I would have to say this, and I don't know if anybody actually would think of it this way, but just kind of hear me out. You cannot be all about trying to maintain other people and trying to uphold other things when you're not really taking care of yourself. Now, a lot of people, in the health profession actually would classify high blood pressure or hypertension as a silent killer. I suffer from it myself, but I'm on medication for it. So I've been doing, just fine. Thank the Lord. But the thing about, again, high blood pressure is that for the most part, most folks don't really know that they have it, because again, there's not really any real symptoms. And I know, again, that can kind of vary from person to person. I know with me, whenever I know that my blood is being elevated, when I know my pressure is high, I usually get these dizzy spells. Sometimes, you may get that little thump in your ear, like it's almost like a heartbeat, thumping in your ear. And then when I get like that, I'll also take my pulse, you know what I mean? And then when I can feel my pulse racing, that's when I know I need to kind of get somewhere, chill out, sit down, be quiet, and just kind of just relax. But, with a lot of other people, a lot of people in our community, the Black community, this is actually a disease that we are pretty much predispositioned to, I guess. I don't know what I don't know, you all know what I'm trying to say. But it seems like that's an issue that is all too prevalent in our communities, based pretty much on our biological makeup. There's just some things that we're actually more privy to getting than other races, but my main thing is that, as much of a social media superstar, if you will, that Kevin Samuel was, you would think, maybe he did, and we didn't know about it, but you would think that he would know about, taking care of himself. And the thing about it, again, is that what really kind of troubled me about this whole situation is that when I began to think, you're talking about relationships, about how to maintain, how to, be the top 1% or the top 2% male, having to, just trying to maintain outer appearance, how to maintain self as far as what we show outwardly. But all the while you're telling people this, you have a ticking time bomb going on inside your own body. And I've actually kind of tuned in on a lot of his videos, and a lot of times I would actually see him drinking that Red Bull. I don't know if any of you all may have noticed that or not, but it was quite a few videos that I would always, I would kind of tend to kind of just look at him and just see how he kind of, he behaves, what he does on the videos. And every time, I kid you not, more than likely than not, he would always have a Red Bull in his hands, taking a sip. I have a cousin that actually loved Red Bull. Every time you saw him, he was always drinking Red Bull. And the next thing you know, he developed a medical condition where he actually ended up developing a cyst on his kidneys. And, that pretty much stopped him from doing that. So I can almost imagine, for the most part, that, in a person with his condition, drinking Red Bull, for the most part, kept that pressure elevated. And the thing about it, again, is that you can't be all about somebody else or an other group of people until you actually see and do what's good for you. People they look at high blood pressure as not being a big deal. And the thing about it, again, is that when it comes to men, we don't really look at our health as really being a big deal. The main thing that we're looking at is the fact that, we're looking at things that really don't matter, like keeping the car clean, polishing up everything, trying to make everything else look good, but yet still your body is decaying, your body is dying, and this can be prevented. Whenever you talk to the typical male about going to to go see a doctor to get his checkup, because I can speak from experience. I tell my dad all the time, my dad is up in age, and I tell him all the time, look, you need to go ahead and schedule your colonoscopy and do all these other type of things. But he is very hesitant to do so. And I'm always harping on him, look, you need to, even if there's nothing wrong, even if there is or isn't, it doesn't matter. The fact is that you're up in age, you need to go ahead and get yourself checked out. You don't have to pay for it. It's free. You're up in age, so go ahead and use your benefits. You worked all these years for it, and go ahead and get yourself seen. And it's like pulling tooth and nails just to get him to see about himself, And I'm like, look, I know it's not just me because, again, there's 4 heads of children. I just happen to be the second to the oldest, but I'm always usually the most, the one that's always around for the most part, seeing after my dad. He's not handicapped or anything like that. He's not sickly. It's just the fact that, I always love to be around my parents. But, I would constantly tell him, hey, you need to go and get yourself checked out. Whenever there's some sort of, your annual well care visits and stuff like that, and I always tell my mom, and my mom is always on top of it too. So, she's always telling him, look, we need to go ahead and schedule this, that, and the other and get it done. And I'm like, look, we schedule these appointments for you. And the thing about it, you want to make excuses about why you can't do it and stuff. What if something is wrong? What if there's something that, that could have been prevented had you gone to the doctor to get it seen about it first? And then once you find out that there's something wrong, then you're starting to worry everybody around you when it could have been prevented, when you should have just went on to the doctor and get your checkups. And like I said, I get it. I understand that, going to the hospital, and everything like that is not a fun thing. No, it's not fun. But again, you want to make sure that you are taking care of your body and doing everything you can to live the best life possible as long as you possibly can. And see, one thing about it, again, is that even though high blood pressure is quote unquote easy to treat, and when I say easy, I mean all it does, it just takes just a couple of changes, such as lifestyle changes about what we eat, stress levels and all this other type of stuff, just kind of maintaining your environment, kind of changing the way you do things, those type of things, it's something that can be controlled. But again, I was just surprised that when I saw this article about Kevin Samuels and the reason and how he died, that it actually said that he had high blood pressure. So again, you can have all of this, all of these, accolades and everything of social media. You can have all of these companies and all of this other type of stuff, but you died from something that could have been prevented. That's the most insulting part about this whole situation. It could have been prevented. I know with my blood pressure, what I'm taking, from what it used to be, it actually dropped down a lot because I was the type of person that would always stress over a whole lot of things. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not stress-free now because, again, there's still some things that get on my nerves and stuff like that. And there are some things that I know I shouldn't eat that I do. Hey, I'm human. But the issue is that I'm more cognizant and I don't actually just go and do things just carelessly just because. Okay, if I'm going to eat something that I know I'm not supposed to eat, I'm going to make sure that I maybe indulge in it just for this one time and then put it away. Or if need be, throw it in the trash can or give it to, you know, my brother or whatever the case, or my sister or whatever, because I know I don't want any more of that. Because again, my health is, you know, it's important to me, as it should be to each one of you, the ones who choose to listen to my video. But, you know, I just felt that, you know, I wanted to kind of sneak in and actually do a quick video, because, you know, this is something that is very sad. And the reason why it's sad is because, again, it could have been prevented. Again, you can't be all about somebody else and not taking care or neglecting your own health. And I'm pretty sure, you know, with high blood pressure and the nature of how it runs in our community, I'm pretty sure that, you know, he may have been to the doctor and they may have told him, you know, hey, you know, your blood pressure may be a little too high. You may need to cut back with whatever it is that you're doing, or adjust the things that you do. Kind of consider maybe lifestyle changes, such as a well-balanced diet that's low in salt, you know, and all of these other type of things. But like I say, I guess when you are so, I guess, I don't know, when you are so important, if you will, about the issues of social media and everything, and then the fact about it is you don't even have the, you know, time to see about your own personal body. Really, in a sense, I'm not going to say that he deserved it, because I don't think like that. But it's like, this was a situation that was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. But, you know, like I say, I just wanted to kind of just come in and just interject this video real quick, because I didn't know if any one of you all may have seen that as it was posted on social media. I saw it on my Instagram feed. And basically, you know, when I read it, I was like, you got to be kidding me. I thought that he had passed away, you know, over something that, you know, again, that somebody may have done to him. But the issue is that, in a sense, you did it to yourself. We're not too busy to see about our own bodies, okay? That's all that I'm going to say. More videos coming soon.